looking for some thriller books that will keep you so gripped you're going to stay up till 2 AM to read them, here are 6 that I'm going to recommend that I think you'll absolutely love. If you're new here, my name's Jess and I read and review thriller books so you can read the ones that are actually worth your time and your money. So these are 6 books that I've actually read this year, I'm pretty sure, and they have stuck with me. They are pretty fast-paced, they are gripping, they are incredible. Let me put this stack down and I'll talk you through the ones that I've chosen and why. If you've watched any of my videos, you'll probably know that I keep talking about this book, but it is for a good reason. I rated it 5-star and it was just incredible. It's emotional, it's gory, it's eerie, and I'd probably check the content warnings before you read it because there are a few potentially triggering topics that it covers. But it's basically about our main character Jane, who gets trafficked from Vietnam into the UK, and she is promised a house and a job, and in return she will gradually pay off her debt for getting them into the UK. And she ends up living with this guy called Len, and he's everything you don't want in a guy. He is just toxic, unhinged chaos. He keeps her in this house. She's basically a housemaid servant. She has to do everything for him, cooking, cleaning, clothing, everything. And he has kind of mutilated her ankle, so she can't really walk, she can't escape, and there are cameras all over the house. So she's basically biding her time and trying to figure out a way she can get out of this mess. It is an absolutely chaotic book, but it is so short and it is incredible. Like, I almost read this in one sitting. I think it was 2 sittings I read this in. It was so good. Next book is The Prisoner by B.A. Paris, and I have mentioned this a few times on my channel before, but for good reason. This one is fast-paced, it's got really short chapters, and I think I've read this in about 5 hours. It was so good. So the main character, Amelie, she's had a bit of a bleak upbringing. Her parents are no longer alive. She's kind of been surviving and struggling through life until she meets Ned, who is now her husband. And then she wakes up one day in a basement. It is pitch black. She has no idea how she got there, no recollection of what happened to get there, and all she knows is she feels safer there than she does with her husband. And this one kind of flicks from past to present, and it's, as I said, it's got really short chapters, so it is such a gripping book and I absolutely love this one. Next is The Castaways by Lucy Clark, and this one, you know when people say, oh, I couldn't put this book down? I physically couldn't put this down. Like, I was walking to the car like with my head stuck in this book because I had about 30 pages left and I was like, no, I need to know what happens in this book. It is so gripping. It is a kind of summery destination thriller, so it might be one better saved for summer. Can't say too much about the plot without spoiling it, but it does have elements of a plane crash in it, just to make you aware. The story is basically about 2 sisters, Erin and Laurie, and they're going away on a little holiday to Fiji. One of them doesn't make the flight and it turns out to be a huge regret for them. That's all I'll say on the plot. So it has got kind of a dual point of view of the 2 sisters and a split timeline as well, which I really like in a book. There were a few twists in this one I didn't expect, especially the last one in this. It was so good, this one. I absolutely loved it. Next up is Homewrecker, and this one I couldn't put down. I read this one in a day, and it's kind of a domestic, family-based psychological thriller, so it's kind of both of them subtropes together, and the action in the last 100 pages of this had me so gripped. It was pretty fast-paced, and there was an unexpected twist at the end, which I love. So it's basically about Scott and Sophie, and their daughter Katie has been struggling at school, so they basically hire a tutor to kind of help her out, and she's called Deanna. And Sophie has a bit of an uncertain feeling about Deanna, and she's like, is she actually there to help their daughter, or has she got a more sinister motive for offering her tutoring services? This one is a really good book, and I think this author in general, I've only read 2 of their books, but this one and The Family Doctor, both of them were really good and I enjoyed them. Next up is The Baby Swap by Daniel Hurst, and this book is literally 260 pages. It is such a short, snappy, fast-paced read. So you've got 2 main characters. You've got Avril, who's kind of a corporate girl who's got her whole life together, and you've got Jade, who's kind of scraping by, surviving on minimum wage jobs. And they are both due to have a baby. They actually end up in hospital on the same day. They give birth on the same day, and one of them swaps their babies over. And there's a whole backstory to it. It is all very twisty, and it's a very gripping storyline. It's got the dual point of view, and this one was really good. And the final book is The Teacher by Frida McFadden. You cannot beat a scandal-filled Frida book. I'm sorry, they are just the best. I think the kind of simplistic writing style, the kind of popcorn thriller aspect makes these so easy to binge in 24 hours. I love them. So this one is basically about a student called Addie who's got a bit of a troubled past, and she's suspected of a student-teacher affair. And you've got Eve and Nate, who are husband and wife, and they are teachers at the same school as Addie. And they've actually both got Addie in their class as well. This one has just got loads of different secrets and twists, and it's just scandal-filled chaos is the best way to describe it. And my favourite quote, which I've actually wrote down that I want to read to you, is, "All I can think to myself is that I hope a truck blows through a stop sign, ploughs into the Honda and kills us both." If that doesn't set the tone for this book, then I don't know what will, quite frankly. But yeah, this one, again, was a really good book. So there you have my 6 recommendations for thriller books that you can read in 24 hours or quicker. If you've read any of these, let me know which ones and what you thought of them. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to see more thriller book reviews and recommendations. See you next time!